Hey, I'm Peter. Look, Herobrine needs no introduction. You've seen images of him, you've heard stories of him, he's internet royalty at this point. The silent observer of Minecraft, watching you in single player for unknown purposes. His origins are murky, with some claiming him to be the digital ghost of Notch, creator of Minecraft's past brother, to being some kind of entity simply called him. There wasn't a whole lot of, quote, established lore, unquote, to the character's past appearances, so people really ran with it and made them their own. People have definitely taken their own unique spins on the character since his inception, which was sometime around the 2010s. This is most commonly attributed to this piece relating to Herobrine, which many call his origin point. Everyone knows that Notch publicly addressed Herobrine several times, speaking on the rumor of his dead brother and adding him to patch notes to mess with people. But what if I told you that everything we know about him isn't what it seems? I want you to hold back your initial confusion and hear me out. Think about it. Where did this all come from? Who was the first one to suggest such a cryptid thing existing in Minecraft? I suggest you leave some of your knowledge at Herobrine at the door, because I'm going to rock your world with what I'm about to tell you. Just take this sandstone pill. What is the sandstone pill? Well, you get to listen to me explain Minecraft urban legends and rumors and creepypasta content. But you must subscribe and watch my uploads. Look, I'll sweeten the deal. The sandstone pill has unlimited wonder bars, and you can meet Tyler the creator. He's a fan of the channel, I promise. What is the opposite of the sandstone pill? Keep living in ignorance with the cobblestone pill. You'll be thrown into the eternal pit of fire and join the 99%ers who don't click that button. I'll know what every person chooses, by the way. Are your doors unlocked? In Minecraft, of course. I should establish an abridged timeline of events to make sure this all makes sense. It's very weird to think about, but most of these iconic gaming creepypastas were developed like 15 years ago. Minecraft was publicly available to play in 2009, but it wasn't officially released, as most publications explain, until 2011. You could play the game in its alpha stages, but for simplicity, consider everything until its 2011 publication as a sort of early access phase. During this phase, Mojang, back when Mojang owned Minecraft and it wasn't run by a totalitarian nanny-state no-fun zone that Microsoft so desperately wants to train AI off of, made pretty frequent patches to iron out bugs and add new content for the game. One of these updates added the jukebox, which allowed you to play music tracks by inserting records. You must find most records inside different locations and biomes and to obtain your sweet record of rockin' tunes. You're able to find a track called Track 13 in some of the dungeon chests. On July 30th, 2010, user Kerchak would upload a video on YouTube called minecraftmusic13.ogg. The video is the OGG upload of track 13, accompanied of a screenshot of a cave or dungeon. This might seem like an innocuous screenshot, but if we manipulate the lightness, we can find... let me highlight it. See those two little white slits for eyes? This might seem like something of a stretch. Perhaps I've just seen something that isn't there. Well, I wasn't the only one who thought so. Plenty of people ran with the concept of those two little white eyes. What were they doing there if they truly were eyes? Were they from a mob just spawning in, or were you being watched by someone else? Let me introduce the Minecraft forums. Minecraft forums are exactly what they sound like, acting as a hub for people to discuss Minecraft and all its quirks. It's still in operation since 2009, so it's been around as long as the game has. Many of the older posts are stellar ways to see how people reacted to certain things right when they happened. For example, in 2010, Valve, through the TF2 website, talked about Minecraft when they introduced the old equalizer weapon, which was a pickaxe. People in the forums complained about all the TF2 people now flooding it. You can tell these are authentic 2010 posts because half of them have Homestuck profile pictures. But for white eyes, allow me to draw you into the post created on August 1st of the same year. User Endorphine would repost a 13.ogg video along with a short story. Jesus Christ, I can't do it. I can't take it anymore. I can't go back home. I can't go into my mines. I can't do anything anymore but slowly try and build something out of the frozen ocean. And it's all because of 2 little pixels. 2 pixels. 2 white pixels. I haven't even seen them myself except in screenshots. I know it's there though, waiting in the mines, watching me from my tower's balcony while I'm outside. I can't see it through the constant snowfall, but I know it's there and I know it can see me. The white eyes mist surrounding ambient noises. It started a couple weeks ago, after a secret Friday update. Some people started reposting seeing a big pair of white pixels whenever an underground ambient noise was triggered. I figured it was just a bug or something, maybe some way he did to trigger it that sound themselves? I didn't hear much of it about for a while. Then all of a sudden recently, I've been seeing reported sightings everywhere, and a supposed screenshot of them. This is the picture. I can't even bear to let it load. I had to do a quick tab, copy, and close before I saw those eyes again. Those eyes! Jesus Christ. The user goes into more detail in further posts. He points out where the dots are and refuting someone talking about a rendering error I'll mention later. His descriptions of White Eyes are curious, that White Eyes has now been properly punctuated with capital letters as an official name, and that it's a female entity. The rest of the thread isn't too interesting, mostly people being unreasonably mad someone chooses to have an imagination, except for this one post where someone calls White Eyes the Tails doll of Minecraft, referencing that god-awful Sonic R creepypasta. But with that comparison, we now know where people's minds were at the time. They weren't entirely convinced it was something to be found legitimately, but ran with the concept anyways. But what do we now know about White Eyes from this post? We see what it looks like, or at least its eyes, that it might be female, and that it has some kind of relation to a rendering error. That rendering error is an old bug where blocks obtain this sort of white outline around chunks of blocks. Does that mean the first known sightings of White Eyes was just a rendering error, or did the uploader decide to just put two white dots there as a troll? No idea. There's quite a bit of missing information about this Minecraft cryptid. The forum posts are the best source we have, and there isn't a lot of them, because White Eyes would take a pretty drastic change in direction very soon. Stay tuned to hear about that. It was still very early on for White Eyes, so a lot of details were shifting when people started to contribute their own ideas and works of fiction around it, especially for what it looked like, aside from its eyes. The 2nd of August, someone named 8-Bit described White Eyes as a cross between a skeleton and a spider. He says it likes to hide in deep-side caves and other dark places and won't interact with the player if it doesn't have to, choosing to run away if attacked or brought into the light. But if you get too close to it, it'll shriek at you and attack for 3 hearts of damage. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? If the Enderman weren't such an obvious parallel to the Slender Man, I'd reckon that White Eyes could be a contender for the runner-up inspiration. Taking a look at a longer piece of fiction published on August 24th, the user and author Gotel described a being with the same signature white eyes, but also having the default player skin, like the Steve skin with completely white eyes. With the date of the story in mind, I want to draw your attention to the original Herobrine image. See Herobrine here? What's more interesting is the text at the top. The build here is Alpha 1.0.16-2, which was only available for a couple of weeks in August of 2010. This exact date the image was taken is a little up in the air, but the alpha date narrows the amount of time to a specific day between August and the 13th and before September 1st. It might be a stretch to say whoever made this image was directly inspired by Godel's story, but a lot of people were writing their own version of White Eyes with their own conclusions, with some elements began to stick, and the default player skin was one of them. The story that often came attached to the classic image's date also became a little questionable, but follows the same time range of the alpha build. But I think I have a theory that the name Herobrine is something that came after this idea of the default skin. The story attached explains that the name Herobrine is attributed to someone going by the same name who mailed the narrator of the story on the forums to stop investigating the default skin. Now let's talk about the Copeland stream. Copeland was a Minecraft content creator back in the day who hosted an ancient livestream trying to find Herobrine. The full stream, I believe, is actually lost media, but there have been recreations of sort when he runs into Herobrine, based off of people who saw it. A lot of people are already hunting for this piece outside of the creepypasta context, so I'll leave that to people more interested in lost media. Obviously, the stream here isn't legitimate because it's been proven beyond a doubt that Herobrine isn't real, but that isn't the curious part. He wasn't called Herobrine in the stream, that I know of at least. Look at this forum post dating back to the August 30th. User Bobsby discussed a glitch where spawning human players in creative mode would have white eyes. This white-eyed variant is called him, Dead Notch, and White Eyes, but no Herobrine. Someone even replies with the Copeland stream, so it happened before the copypasta text went around, because the name Herobrine is never thrown around in any of these forum posts dating back to August 2010, when the alpha build was in circulation. I can't prove beyond a doubt that it means the original image is illegitimate, but it does strongly imply that what we now call Herobrine was something a lot less concrete. He was known by several different names. The original stream isn't easy to track down, but we can start to paint a picture of a timeline of events. When the name Herobrine stuck because of the story attached to the original image, that it likely came after the Copeland stream because the name of the White-Eyed Steve entity wasn't entirely concrete. White Eyes, over the rapid course of a summer vacation, transformed into one of the biggest cryptids on the internet, and Minecraft's most iconic specter, and depending on how you interpret the chain of events, became Herobrine, and the rest is history. The exact details about White Eyes are somewhat amorphous because it was made during an enchanted time where people weren't daunted by using their imagination, despite how many people were pushed back on people speculating on something that almost certainly wasn't true but was still fun to picture. Minecraft hadn't really been released officially until a year later, and I admire the community's willingness to document and talk about something they might be experiencing together. Though, something you might have noticed is the lack of quantifiable, traceable steps and sources. We have some forum posts, but many of the things remain lost media about this whole case. The Copeland stream is still thin air. There's a lot of missing fan art for White Eyes from the forums, and hell, Herobrine is the host to a lot of unknown questions himself. The author of the original story, and where the image came from, is probably floating somewhere on 4chan's V-board, but that might better remain as partially lost, because then you'd have to explore the V-board. Ugh. I kind of view Minecraft as one of the last bastions for an era of creepypasta and general internet rumor horror content that most things left behind. To this day, there are still Minecraft creepypastas being written, and rumors going around, and honestly, it makes me want to play Minecraft. I've remembered to merge my Mojang account, and I'm scouring for more information as I play. It's fascinating to picture how people shifted ideas and stories around until what we understand as Herobrine came to be, and how iconic he is as a de facto Minecraft urban legend trendsetter, when his story started much earlier and had its roots traced with other entities. There's quite a bit of that came afterwards that I'd like to explore, but I'm taking things slow and steady. I didn't like Minecraft a whole lot as a kid, but with this angle, I think I appreciate it a whole lot more now. I don't just do Minecraft, however. I cover a wide range of topics, all relating to video games. This series, Strange Gaming, covers games both big and small with elements or rumors that give you a lovely, skin-crawling feeling. If that interests you and you haven't already taken the sandstone pill, then here's your glass of water. If you've gotten this far, then you're a real one. Comment down below if you've taken the sandstone pill. Lets me know people are interested in this more Minecraft content, and comments boost the YouTube algorithm. Until then, have a lovely rest of your day.